Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, November 2nd, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 679 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. What does "Let's Go Brandon" mean? Everything you need to know about the Joe Biden insult. How purple shampoo bars are sustainably made. Tucker Carlson slammed Senator Lindsey Graham over report that he urged cops to shoot at Capitol rioters. Major Garrett on Senator Joe Manchin versus Progressive Democrats, Virginia governor's race. I lost 35 pounds 3 years ago while maintaining my muscle, and never cut out carbs. Here's what I eat. Shaquille O'Neal says he wants his kids to earn their own money. We ain't rich, I'm rich. A Subway franchisee said she pulled her 16-year-old son out of school to work at her store because it was so understaffed. Yahoo pulls out of China, citing challenging environment. King Richard director says Will Smith was willing to spend 3 hours putting on prosthetics every day to transform into Venus and Serena Williams' father. Lawyer for Rust assistant director accused of handing gun to Alec Baldwin said it wasn't his job to check if there were bullets in it. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Opening statements expected to begin in Kyle Rittenhouse's homicide trial in Kenosha, CNN. More than 2,000 New York City firefighters out sick as vaccine mandate takes effect, CBS News. Mariah Carey to Texas bar that banned All I Want for Christmas until December 1st, it's time, The Washington Post. World Series Game 6, no pressure for Braves as Astros threaten fightback, CNN. Yahoo pulls out of China over challenging business conditions, BBC News. Investors expect a faster pace for Fed rate hikes, CNBC survey shows, CNBC. Explosions and gunfire at Kabul military hospital in deadly attack, BBC News. Dexter, new blood beats an already tired story to death, Rolling Stone. Glitches sent Hubble Space Telescope into safe mode, NASA team investigating, C-Tech Daily. Virginia governor's race, Glenn Youngkin may win due to white backlash, expert says, The Guardian. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Yahoo pulls out of China, citing challenging environment. Actually great holiday cards from Amazon to add to your order now. What to watch in Tuesday's elections in Virginia and more. My white teacher used a POC pen name to sell her book. Should I have outed her? Radio host gets 3 life sentences for scamming millions from elderly listeners. LeBron James look-alike identified by LeBron James himself. Supreme Court rejects Catholic hospital's case involving transgender patient. A day late, Israeli minister who uses wheelchair can access COP26. U.S. joins more than 100 countries in pledge to end deforestation in coming decade. Rats run amok at Popeyes in viral TikTok and there are consequences. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Dog rescued, no injuries after house fire. A person stole and crashed a car. Local pediatricians prepare for child vaccines. Rapper Jay Ungin arrested following traffic stop. Man remains shaken after being robbed at gunpoint. Volunteers set 1,000 flags before officer funeral. Georgia's secret elves spreading cheer. Julius Jones request for clemency advances. Firefighters battle massive fire, save bar. Police arrest students in threats against schools. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Jobs for all, but is it working for all? Dozens killed in attack on military hospital in Afghanistan's capital. A pledge to end deforestation aims to protect the lungs of our planet. Rittenhouse trial updates, opening arguments set to begin. Constitutional change will be here sooner than we think. Vaccinations for 5 to 11-year-olds could start in days. A cryptocurrency inspired by Squid Game crashes, the industry has questions. New York City election updates, voters to choose between Adams and Sliva for mayor. Virginia governor's race takes center stage. Global leaders vow to limit methane emissions and save forests. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Christy Swanson, Buffy the Vampire Slayer actress, hospitalized with COVID-related complications. Hilaria Baldwin reveals family cat is missing amid Alec Baldwin shooting drama. Virginia Lieutenant Governor candidate torches Dems for manipulating black voters, voters are sick of it. What made Rust crew members walk off set the morning of Helena Hutchins' death? Tampa Bay LB Devin White explains 3 personal fouls, ending Demi's Winston season. Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board recommends governor spare life of man on death row. Politico crushes desperate Terry McAuliffe for lie about fictional Trump Youngkin event. Locks jetpack man may not have been man at all, newly released Los Angeles Police Department video reveals. Houston mom lived with dead son's remains for months, locked siblings in room with him. Outspoken Cole Beasley logs off Twitter. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Adopted man reunited with mother who gave him up for adoption as baby after 40-year search, video. Furious disabled Israeli minister is unable to attend COP26 due to lack of wheelchair access. Hundreds of shipping containers stored at field near Felixstowe amid HGV driver shortage. Explosions and gunfire hit Afghan military hospital with ISIS fighters clashing with Taliban. Joanna Lumley is criticized for hypocrisy overload following Joanna Lumley and the Human Swan. The HS2 scars torn across England. Making COVID vaccines compulsory for care home workers had little effect on boosting uptake. Fifth of Britons deemed extremely vulnerable to COVID are still shielding, official data shows. 2 Metropolitan Police officers plead guilty to sharing pictures of 2 murdered sisters. Joe Biden announces crackdown on methane leaks on second day of global climate summit in Scotland. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Climate summit meets pandemic insularity. German charged with membership in foreign terror groups. Kabul hospital attack leaves at least 3 dead, 16 wounded. COP26 live updates, methane and deforestation pledges highlight day 2 of the summit. Ethiopians mobilize as advance of rebel groups toward capital threatens wider civil war. Biden unveils new rules to curb methane, a potent greenhouse gas, from oil and gas operations. Palestinians reject offer to delay their Jerusalem eviction. China accuses U.S. of lack of transparency over sub-accident. Blasts and clashes at military hospital in Kabul kill 20 people. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COP26 live, Jeff Bezos defends trip to space. House Democrats push for twin votes despite Manchin doubts over spending bill, live. Coronavirus will hive 248,000 children out of school in England due to COVID. US 5-year-olds could get jabs this week. Trump called to find votes was threat to my safety, Georgia elections official says. Modern pentathlon votes to ditch horse riding after Tokyo Olympic turmoil. Met police officers plead guilty over photos taken at scene of sisters' deaths. Life, death and limbo in the Calais jungle, 5 years after its demolition. Like a scene from Arachnophobia, large Joro spiders invade northern Georgia. Minneapolis votes on whether to replace police department. Jesse Jackson in hospital after falling and hitting head on university campus. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Indonesia deporting Chicago woman who helped kill mother. Yahoo pulls out of China amid challenging environment. COP26 will hive updates. Biden speaks on methane reduction, forest conservation. CDC Advisory Committee to vote on Pfizer vaccine for children ages 5-11. Taliban, blast target civilians outside Kabul hospital. Tesla software recall may head off fight with U.S. regulators. Hive, ABC News Hive. World's biggest shipper Maersk reports 68% rise in revenue. A day late, Israeli minister in wheelchair can access COP26. 6 people abducted from university in Nigeria's capital. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COP26, Bezos pledges $2 billion for restoring nature. Tesla opens its chargers to other electric cars. Nigeria Ikoyi building collapse, race to find survivors. COP26, Boris Johnson apologizes to minister over wheelchair access. China urges families to store basic supplies in case of emergency. Yahoo pulls out of China over challenging business conditions. Why Syrians face deportation from Turkey over banana jokes. Explosions and gunfire at Kabul military hospital in deadly attack. COP26, world leaders promise to end deforestation by 2030. Brazil, Amazon parrot plays peekaboo with CCTV traffic camera. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Federal Advisory Committee, CDC Director to decide on vaccines for kids ages 5-11, COVID-19 updates. Election Day in America, Supreme Court questions Texas abortion law, 5 Things podcast. Astronauts harvest green chili peppers and eat best space tacos yet in NASA first. Minneapolis voters to decide fate of police department more than year after George Floyd's death. Biden on saving forests, U.S. will lead by example. Epic high blast back with Face ID. Showbiz minute, Baldwin, Winehouse, Royals. China's flooded farms face climate woes. On this day, November 2, 1994. New York elections, who is Eric Adams, what to know about Democrat likely to become New York City's next mayor. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Photos, a homeless encampment is cleared in front of the West LAVA campus. Dr. Dre, Will I Am, Issa Rae give early yes to proposed school arts initiative. Could Los Angeles lose a black congressional seat? A top LAFD official accessed confidential complaint files while he was under investigation. Who killed LA's streetcars? We all did. Podcast, Mexico's wine country gets big, maybe too big. Photos, best of October 2021. Ridley Thomas Chief of Staff is named caretaker for indicted councilman's district. Shooting at home of Gilroy Council member leaves 1 dead, 3 injured, suspect arrested. LA County clears homeless encampment outside VA campus, vets offered shelter inside. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Protests in Poland after death of pregnant woman blamed on abortion ban. General Atomics has created the world's largest magnet for the air fusion reactor. We need to eat less meat to save the planet. UK chief scientific advisor says there is no magic technology to tackle climate change as he calls for different eating habits and cutting flights. Nazi flag flown near synagogue in Australia sparks calls to ban symbol. The Great Resignation, almost 1 in 4 UK workers planning job change. World's first clinical trial to use psilocybin to treat generalized anxiety disorder has been approved in Australia. A recent event to honor the Taliban's suicide bombers and their sacrifices has drawn heavy criticism from Afghans. Relatives of suicide bombing victims told DW they feel repulsed by the glorification of murderers. Indigenous peoples to get $1.7 billion in recognition of role in protecting forests. Amazon's Jeff Bezos pledges $732 million to help reforestation in Africa after chat with Prince Charles. Afghanistan is on the brink of the world's worst humanitarian crisis, the onset on October 25, exceeding even the misery in Syria and Yemen. Satellite images show new Russian military buildup near Ukraine. Bezos, VIPs flew to Environment Summit on private jets, sparking fury. The Taliban has a kill list for the Afghan LGBT community, NGO says. Recovering Queen warns none of us will live forever in climate change plea. The next headlines are from Forbes. How Carly Lloyd built a foundation for club soccer in her home state. League One Volleyball looks to build one ecosystem for club and pro volleyball. Action star Scott Adkins gets one shot to get it right. The Great Resignation, ignore the commentators, watch this movie. Most Americans still like Facebook, poll finds, but not Mark Zuckerberg or its new meta name. Jaime Calica explains how to star in 5 holiday movies in 2 months. 20 killed after deadly explosions at Afghan military hospital. It depends, better public opinion research needed on housing. 3 trades that could put the Green Bay Packers over the hump. Blackpink's Lisa is just the 3rd K-pop solo act to chart more than one Hot 100 hit in the US. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Tips for managing an industry move without your academic supervisor's support. Embrace open source sensors for local climate studies. Water bear fossil and grizzly bear selfie. October's best science images. Scientists, don't feed the doubt machine. There is no silver bullet against climate change. From the archive. Color blindness, journals should enable imagery display. Forngos, article processing charges zap conservation funds. Daily Briefing, a scientist's guide to COP26. The vaccine shots that rang around the world. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,741,968,962 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Fortnite is shutting down in China. Netflix acquires Pedro Almodovar's Parallel Mothers for Latin America exclusive. Former ENTV CEO John Moranis launches Canada-based Blink Studios with his ex-colleagues. Halle Berry's Bruised soundtrack includes H.E.R., Cardi B and Saweetie from Warner Records exclusive. Cardi B to host American Music Awards. Jared Leto's Morbius teases Venom connection in new trailer. Yahoo pulls out of China, citing challenging business and legal environment. King Richard opens 25th anniversary celebration of American Black Film Festival. Jason Sudeikis and Jean Smart to star in It's a Wonderful Life table read for the Edisner Family Center exclusive. Nixon timepieces get the Dancing Bears treatment with limited edition Grateful Dead collection. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Nations with 85% of Earth's forests pledge to reverse deforestation. 3 reasons labor strikes are surging right now, and why they could continue to grow. A blast outside a Kabul hospital has killed at least 3 people. Jesse Jackson is hospitalized after he fell and hit his head at Howard University. How loss of historical lands makes Native Americans more vulnerable to climate change. A new MasterCard design is meant to make life easier for visually impaired users. The Virginia governor race is neck and neck, despite years of Democratic control. New Jersey voters choose their next governor today. Here's what to watch. More activists who have had abortions are saying so out loud. Here's why. The 2020 census likely left out people of color at rates higher than a decade ago. The following headlines are from The Week. Artists behind bisexual Superman comic reportedly needed Los Angeles Police Department protection. Vanessa Bryant won't have to undergo psychiatric exam in lawsuit over Kobe Bryant crash photos. Late night hosts recap Biden's papal conclave and COP26 summit, mock the Trump's tomahawk chop game night. The pandemic showed us humanity could beat climate change, if we wanted. NBC's Steve Kornacki previews what to watch in Virginia's nail-biter governor race. Biden unveils sweeping new U.S. methane emission rules at COP26 climate summit. Estranged wife of Trump-backed Pennsylvania Senate candidate testifies how he beat her and their kids. Oklahoma woman looking for her missing son disappears. India sets 2070 as target for net zero carbon emissions. Only 34 NYPD cops placed on leave over vaccine mandate, but firefighters are apparently staging sick out. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The People's Lawyer. Small plant, big polluter. Locked up and left to die. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A mission to explore the methane lakes on Titan. Scientists simulate the climate of Arrakis. It turns out Dune is a pretty realistic exoplanet. Bacteria could make rocket fuel on Mars. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, November 2nd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Probing the depth of Jupiter's storms. Pegasus the winged horse dominates autumn skies. November birthstone, the topaz. See the summer triangle in northern autumn. The next news is from Politico. Logistical nightmares delay COP26 talks as UK hosts struggle. Not just Virginia, 3 House races to watch. Boris Johnson channels Greta Thunberg at COP26 opening. Survey, U.S. healthcare system and state of democracy perceived negatively abroad. U.S. rejoins coalition pushing for 1.5 degrees Celsius goal at COP26. The COP26 power list. Not it, Democrats dodge blame for stalled agenda as McAuliffe cheaters. The Fed is ready to rein in its aid. Market tremors are already emerging. Trump, the billionaire family and the bull semen baron who divides them. Why Charlottesville's mayor has had enough. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australia face must-win matches to make semi-finals. As it happened, Varia League wins 2021 Melbourne Cup, NSW eases more restrictions, Victoria records 989 new local COVID-19 cases, 9 deaths. Prone to peak, PM sledge taunt inflames French fight. Australia's next mining boom could be green as race to net zero intensifies. Teen girls drive mental health hospital visits post-lockdown. From the archives, 1927, the Grey Cliff Ferry disaster. In the Herald, November 3, 1985. Job seekers get $11.40 and career service to supercharge pandemic recovery. Casanova's infamous friend the inspiration for a musical innovation. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Crypto, Ether hits record high, trading near $4,500, partly pushed by short-term traders. The market is gearing up for a Bank of England rate hike, and several to follow. Crypto, can you buy Shiba Inu on Robinhood? Brett Aarons is raw, avoid this costly 401k blunder. Zillow is offloading 7,000 homes, raising red flags about the real estate market. Metal stocks, gold edges lower as traders await Fed policy decision. Special report, Western Drought Watch, what California's fading cotton crop in favor of almond reveals about premium farmland and a warming planet. Project Syndicate, even the greenest among us have not yet confronted the hard choices of climate change. Futures movers, oil edges lower as traders await OPEC Plus decision. These healthcare stocks are winners in Biden's social spending plan, analyst says. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Identifying novelty in patent harvesting meetings, Lexology. Frontier holds online seminar with U.S. law firm Crowell & Mooring LLP, MarketScreener.com. AI inventorship continues to be an uphill battle, American University Intellectual Property Brief. Issue 35, PTAB Trial Tracker Goodwin, J.D. Supra. Can innovation accelerate the global transition to clean energy, open access government? Can copyright law accommodate AI, Lawyer Monthly magazine. CardioNet's signal transform invention is ineligible, patent Leo. IPO's first AI power tool improves quality of TM applications, Gov UK. Recent patent applications in beverages enriched with plant proteins NPJ Science of Food, Nature.com. Analysis, key patent trends and priority shifts in AI inventions, Bloomberg Law. The next headlines are from Quartz. Barclays' new chief is India-born CS Venkatakrishnan. The first global carbon market could be a game changer for the climate, if COP26 can make it work. Why Kenya and Nigeria haven't agreed to a historic global corporate tax deal. COP's first big deal. The only reason more Americans haven't quit their jobs is healthcare. What companies need for better network connectivity. Why is India taking out loans for COVID-19 vaccines? Business class, luxury in the sky. A post-Brexit fishing spat between the UK and France has escalated. In one tweet, Elon Musk captures the everyday sexism faced by women in STEM. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. The internet is not Facebook, regulating it as if it were will F-word things up. Publishers want to make e-books more expensive and harder to lend for libraries, Ron Wyden and Anna Eshu have questions. Lessons from the first internet ages. Hawaii school, police department on the verge of being sued for arresting a 10-year-old girl over a drawing. Because of course, Trump's back deal may have broken the law. California prosecutors are still trying to get Signal to hand over user info it simply doesn't possess. Daily Deal, the 2021 Complete Video Production Super Bundle. Forget the kids these days, it's the adults and their moral panics to worry about. It's ridiculous the developing world wasn't given access to the Facebook files. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Where do I vote? Rivian. NFL news. Champions League. Critical race theory. Book of Boba Fett. Kim Kardashian, Pete Davidson. Chiefs. Madagascar. Jessica Simpson. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Eco-warriors from Insulate Britain block Birmingham city centre and Key Road near Manchester Airport as members descend on M25. It's not normal, Ukraine footballer Bisekin says gay people shouldn't exist in staggering homophobic remarks. Top Russian security chief met with Central Intelligence Agency Director Burns amid worsening relations. Global economy headed into the mother of all woodchoppers, RT's Kaiser report. Russia joins COP26 agreement to end deforestation as Putin dubs conservation as key component of battling climate change. Monty Python icon Terry Gilliam has new stage production cancelled after staff uproar over transphobic views. A sublime mess, Tottenham drop embarrassing social media clanger as Londoners announce Conte's manager. COVID test makers forced to withdraw systems from market after UK implements new review process. Tesla could lose $300 billion after Musk's itchy Twitter finger strikes again. Beijing slams lack of answers after US claims nuclear submarine hit uncharted seamount in Indo-Pacific. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. US investors appear to be nearly the sole driver behind crypto's bull run. Apple halves iPad production to supply chips to iPhone 13. CNN host inadvertently exposes COVID crisis theater, we took off our masks just for the photo. China sparks panic buying after telling households to stockpile food ahead of winter. No trucking way. Hertz says deliveries of Teslas have started hours after Musk tweets there's no contract between the two companies. Bitcoin jumps, Ether hits record high on deflationary issuance, futures news. 2022 earnings estimate still too bullish. Yahoo becomes second major American firm to pull out of China over past month. Frenzied futures rally fizzles as all eyes turn to Fed's taper announcement. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Moscow, Kiev deny reports of Russian military buildup near border. The U.S. did more to radicalize Afghanistan than Osama bin Laden. COVID, medical experts step up after dismissing menstrual changes. Skin them alive, Kashmir BJP politician booked for hate speech. Sudan states of exception. Addis Ababa asks residents to prepare to defend Ethiopian capital. Gunmen abduct students, staff at university in Nigeria's capital. Syrian singer Sabah Fakhri dies at age of 88. U.S. unveils sweeping methane restrictions as COP26 enters day 2. Mexican National Guard fatally shoots migrant, wounds others. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Youngkin makes his final case in Loudoun County, victory will not be given to us, we must go get it. Virginia voters face stark choice for future, California or Florida. Prophet of doom Boris Johnson to fly home on private jet from Glasgow Climate Summit. Hypocrites clear to land, Glasgow Climate Conference draws 400 plus private jets. Exclusive, Marine Corps commanders using form letter to deny religious exemptions. CNN's Wolf Blitzer ridiculed for covering Glasgow COP26 conference from Edinburgh, 46 miles away. Climate activists glue themselves to airport runway during protest. Abbott, ships can get to Texas and unload faster than they can get through California backlog. Australian PM undermines Macron's credibility, leaks text from French leader after insults. Italian mayor bans anti-vaccine passport protests until end of year. The next headlines are from UPI News. Road trippers buy lottery tickets in 11 states, win $2 million in Virginia. Look, baby for seal rescued after crossing California road. Family history book found at Minnesota thrift or returned to family. Watch, bear raids leftover KFC from California man's kitchen counter. Social media reunites Pennsylvania man with lost wedding band. Watch, California family's fake fire Halloween display prompts 911 calls. Long-tailed bat wins New Zealand's Bird of the Year contest. Watch, men pass giant beach ball 673 times for Guinness World Records. Watch, escaped cow goes running on North Dakota highway. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 3, Army CIA unit studied the real UFO Blue Book cases. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. The joys of solitude, thousands of people found new appreciation during enforced alone time in lockdown. Lifeboat volunteers rushed from crew members' wedding to rescue 6 people in 7 minutes. Luxembourg becomes the first European country to legalize growing and consuming cannabis. The best-selling car in all of Europe is electric, and Hertz just bought 100,000 Teslas for its new fleet. Dramatic boom in nesting sites of sea turtles as conservation in West Africa pays off. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, November 2nd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Read It Offbeat News. A South Florida woman says she was warned by a local police officer not to wear a Halloween costume that is designed like a condo building project that she and others oppose since it would be considered a protest for which she needs a permit. Rust production staff ordered custom t-shirts mocking camera crew request for accommodation, report says. New Zealand bat flies away with Bird of the Year award. The Navy just set up a hospital in a Norwegian cave. When Jews and Mormons swap lives, it's as awkward as you'd expect. Republican Senator Josh Hawley worries feminism has driven men to pornography and video games. Republicans. Steve Buscemi dressed up as his fellow kids meme for Halloween, passed out candy. Elon Musk agrees to sell Tesla stock only if the UN proves his wealth could help solve world hunger. Marie Antoinette's adultery unmasked by modern science. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. These 4 companies are trailblazing sustainable design, packaging, mobility, and logistics. This pop-up cabin is a huge step up over that cramped, little tent. Pocket Drum puts a virtual drum kit in your hands. It's even on sale at a pre-Black Friday price. 3 vital lessons I learned expanding our startup into new markets. Still no Apple Car, but will soon get Apple's car crash detection. Facebook whistleblower urges Zuck to step down. Good luck with that. You're just as good as a cybersecurity expert at spotting a phishing email. A weeny telescope past Saturn may be better than a beefy one close to Earth. EV drivers in the Netherlands can now use Tesla's EV supercharger stations. Notability pisses off users with subscription model, but should they be angry? The following headlines are from Science Daily. Chemo helps breast cancer cells get their foot in the door to the lungs. People prefer friendliness, trustworthiness in teammates over skill competency. Baby seals can change their tone of voice. Climate change will triple impacts to world's life zones unless emission rates are dramatically reduced. In COVID-19 vaccinated people, those with prior infection likely to have more antibodies, research finds. Researchers move closer to controlling two-dimensional graphene. Study casts doubt on theory that women aren't as competitive as men. The silent build-up to a super eruption. Researchers discover predictable behavior and promising material for computer memory. Researchers boost human mental function with brain stimulation. The next headlines are from Information Week. Global Tech Policy Briefing for October 2021. Collaboration is key to defending operational technology. There's gold in digital onboarding. Its best use cases. Chatbots, approaching 60 sure looks good on you. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, November 2nd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. New roles, combined offices for NASA Administrator Leadership Team. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. The most important thing you need to know on Election Day, your vote is secure. Robert Garrick explains why. These Utah businesses opened child care centers for employees. Here's why, and how, they did it. Police identify suspect vehicle in fatal hit-and-run in Mill Creek. For Utah renters, a 3-day eviction notice often shows up before federally mandated 30-day notice. Permits to cut holiday trees on BLM land go on sale. Utah multicultural groups remember lives lost to COVID-19 and Day of the Dead observance at Capitol. Researcher whose dreams were shattered by his ties to Mormon bomber Mark Hoffman dies. Election day arrives, how you can still vote and see the latest returns. The rundown, another former Utah legislator eyes a comeback. Is Salt Lake City among the worst airports for layovers? The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Zoom is testing showing ads to free users. Sega, Microsoft announced strategic alliance to develop super game initiative on Azure. U.S. regulators say issuers of stablecoin should be policed like banks. Amazon's satellite launch schedule puts it nearly 4 years behind Starlink. Brazil pledges to end illegal deforestation by 2028. Stanford engineers team up with Michelin star chef to build modular restaurants. 5D optical disc could store 500 terabytes for billions of year. Shiba Inu passes Dogecoin as number 10 cryptocurrency. Trojan source bug threatens the security of all code. Oregon City sues to keep Google's water use secret. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Plane makes emergency landing in Millstead Field. 95th honor flight takes off today from Lambert International Airport. 5 U.S. cities to vote on altering their police forces, want to know. Andy Cohen's Clementine's ice cream flavor supports doorways. Immunity from both vaccines, COVID lasts at least 6 months, CDC. Pontoon Beach police officer Tyler Timmons will be laid to rest today. Chilly with sunshine Tuesday, high temperatures in the low 50s. Municipal elections today will decide street repairs and maintenance. Holiday was interested in Cardinals manager job. Devious leaks, schools change security to combat TikTok challenges. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Tiny seedlings of giant sequoias rise from ashes of wildfire. Sentencing set for man convicted in fatal church's chicken shooting. Staffing shortages push local firefighters to the brink. Kaiser Permanente rejecting some religious exemptions to employee COVID vaccine mandate. Man in long blonde wig robs Script Ranch bank, flees on foot. Watchdog group says Border Patrol uses shadow units that tamper, destroy and alter crime scene evidence. Man dies in zipline fall to save woman at popular local attraction, family. Woman sexually assaulted in Mission Bay restroom. Arrest made in Otay Mesa street racing crash that killed spectator. Small South Bay brush fire scorches trees near regional park. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Fails to expand precision manufacturing in Australia. Latvian Army gets new armored wheeled vehicles from Patria. Pentagon voices concern over new buildup of Russian troops on Ukrainian border. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. COVID origins, China denounces inconclusive U.S. intelligence report that calls for more transparency from Beijing. Shanghai Disneyland locks in more than 30,000 people for testing after COVID scare on Halloween night. Alibaba silicon chip in the age of hypersonic missiles. Chinese Super Leagues have the EFC on verge of collapse. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Dungeness crab season delayed in Bay Area, may impact Thanksgiving dinner. Mariah Carey responds after bar bans all I want for Christmas until December 1st. CDC Advisory Committee to discuss Pfizer vaccine for 5-11-year-olds. Tesla issues software recall that may head off fight with U.S. regulators. Father charged with killing daughter's boyfriend, believed he sold her into sex trafficking. Yahoo pulls its services out of China. Reverend Jesse Jackson hospitalized after fall in D.C. area. Vanessa Bryant won't have to undergo mental exam in lawsuit, judge rules. San Francisco School District to present plan to avoid state takeover. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Democracy tested as U.S. voters cast ballots under new laws. Tesla falls on Musk tweet saying Hertz deal not signed yet. Swiss prosecutors indict former FIFA officials Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini on fraud charges. After marathon meeting, Arlington Heights Board okays shelter care homes controversial relocation. Bayern coach Nagelsmann back after 4 games out with virus. Stocks open mixed on Wall Street ahead of Fed, jobs news. Better, Light FM turns on Christmas music Wednesday. Hard-hit Russia sets another daily record for COVID deaths. American Music Awards get Cardi B to host the show this year. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. In the first month, Washington averaged nearly 10,000 exemption applications per day to the state's new long-term care tax. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1 to 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in South Sudan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in China, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for La Palma in Spain. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. A beautiful Tuesday before our next front on Wednesday. Trial begins today in 2018 gang violence murder of Lamar High School student Lindsey Mack. Election Day 2021 in Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, Terry McAuliffe face off in governor's race. No tropical development expected in the Gulf. Driver released after crash that killed one cyclist and injured two others in Liberty County. Cardi B to host 2021 American Music Awards on ABC. Astros t-shirts to help you look good and shake off your haters. Election Day in Texas, what to know about 8 proposed amendments on Texas ballot. Houston police are always on the go as more officers retire than join. Is it COVID, a cold or the flu? Here are a few easy ways to tell. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Supreme Court, municipal elections on tap for state voters. Pregnant woman's death puts spotlight on Polish abortion law. The latest, South Africa promised funds to ditch coal plants. Review, Oscar winner James Ivory delivers patchy memoir. BP warns of tight gas market ahead as profits surge. Autonomous vehicle maker Nuro secures $600 for expansion. Faith groups increasingly join fight against climate change. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Hive updates, Election Day 2021 is here. Extra, we're all living in Pete Davidson's native NYC now. 9,000 NYC workers now on unpaid leave as COVID-19 vaccine mandate starts enforcement. Photos, Howie's hot dog cart won at the 2021 Fort Greene Great Pumpkin. Photos, bike kills gathering of mutant bikes takes over lot in Red Hook. Fantastic vegan versions of fast food favorites at new hip city veg. Photos, the best Halloween 2021 costumes on the NYC subway. Coronavirus stats, back to school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. Photos, the village Halloween parade returns with huge crowds and cool costumes. Early edition, Steve Buscemi was his own meme for Halloween. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Fighting dengue virus with biological weapons. Will Glasgow fix broken climate finance promises? Is Asia and the Pacific ready for the global climate stage? 62 journalists killed in 2020, just for doing their jobs, UNESCO. Mediation efforts to resolve Sudan crisis underway, UN envoy reports. Bachelet, right to Social Security, matter of the utmost urgency. UNAIDS upholds decriminalization, access to services, on International Drug Users Day. Risky business, why sustainability is now central to mitigating risk. After a 20-month lockdown, UN plans to return to near normal by mid-November. COP26, enough of treating nature like a toilet, Guterres brings stark call for climate action to Glasgow. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Malfeasance behind the FDA vax okay for children. Billionaires are not morally qualified to shape human civilization. Will China pop the global everything bubble? Yes. Nestle, Mars and Hershey accused of using child labor to get cheap cocoa in new court papers. Instagram model is on trial for distracting guard to break her mom out of Colombian prison. US-trained Afghan spies and special forces are joining ISIS for protection against Taliban. In video, first public appearance of Taliban leader Haybatullah Akhundzada. Global health, changing definitions to change perceptions. Bezos flies by private jet to have cup of tea and climate change chat with Prince Charles, who also flew in by private jet. Metaverse, blurring the lines of reality with NWO transhumanism. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Military weighs penalties for those who refuse COVID vaccine. Does vid show Biden dozing off at climate change summit? Does photo show an 1,895 car crash involving the only 2 cars in Ohio? Is this a monument to Michelle Obama's former slave ancestor? New Zealand strait crossed for first time by electric plane. White House Press Secretary Psaki says she has COVID-19. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade returns to pre-pandemic shape. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. How many died as a result of Capitol riot? Why it's easy to misinterpret numbers of deaths among the vaccinated. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Forget Marco Polo, the real origin of spaghetti and tomato sauce. Jair Bolsonaro goes full Italian and these locals are mad as hell. Tone-deaf Jeff Bezos laments thinning atmosphere he helped destroy with his own space rocket. The risky move that could save Kyle Rittenhouse, or doom him. Dexter, New Blood struggles to justify its bloody existence. We're F-worded, cops freak out over plan to punish bad apples. Can Johnson & Johnson just dump its racist, cancer-causing baby powder bees? Netflix is getting into gaming at the worst possible time. How Libya's civil war turned into a MAGA courtroom drama. Adam Paulion playing gay and nailing Donald Trump Jr. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Who is Michelle Tafoya? Meet The View's latest guest host. Hailey Baldwin, I'm sticking by Justin Bieber no matter the outcome. NFL trade deadline, Chiefs acquiring Melvin Ingram from Steelers. I breastfeed my Fiank and feel sexier thanks to an herbal supplement. Josh Brolin celebrates 8 years of sobriety with tribute to wife and kids. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Sky this month November 2021. A tiny telescope beyond Saturn might trump giant telescopes near Earth. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Climate change's impact on crops could be felt as early as 2030. How saving soggy peat bogs can help fight climate change. Journalist and author Elizabeth Colbert on the takeout, April 16, 2021. Biden tells world leaders U.S. will lead by example on climate during Glasgow conference. White House in major push to cut methane emissions. COP26 pledge will see nations commit to end deforestation by 2030. President Biden urges action at climate summit. Young heart transplant recipient pays it forward. Leaders risk climate catastrophe without action. FDA delays decision on Moderna's COVID vaccine for kids. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Senate confirms Beth Robinson as first out LGBTQ woman to serve on federal circuit court. Mayoral candidate Eric Adams casts ballot as NYC voting sites open for Election Day, IMU. Jesse Jackson hospitalized after fall at Howard University. Security guards shoot armed man who refused to wear face mask at Paris railway station. Queen Elizabeth dresses up for a drive near Windsor Castle following health scare. Jury is selected for Kyle Rittenhouse's homicide trial, and it only took 1 day. Trump urges supporters to vote Republican in pivotal VA governor's race. Tish James likens Cuomo's sex harass pushback to Trump's big lie. Eric Adams, Curtis Sliva Barnstorm NYC on eve of mayoral election with focus on COVID vaccine mandate. Texas woman pointed loaded gun at 7-year-old trick-or-treater, cops. The following headlines are from military.com. Officials, damaged U.S. Navy sub struck underwater mountain. Images of vulnerable Afghans removed from Pentagon website. TRICARE to cover dowelless, lactation consultants for some starting January 1st. Army will approve temporary NCO promotions before soldiers go to school. Turkey's Erdogan, Biden will do his best for F-16 sale. Putin, Russia must build up defenses in view of NATO moves. Pentagon rattled by Chinese military push on multiple fronts. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago Blackhawks propose hiring a mediator as they start talks to reach a fair and equitable settlement with former prospect Kyle Beach. Daywatch, memories of unrest loom over Kyle Rittenhouse jury selection. Bears move could leave fans with worthless Soldier Field seat licenses. A Chicago tour of ugly buildings. The Arlington Heights Bears, here's what to know about the possible move from Soldier Field, and what it means for fans, Chicago and the suburbs. 3 officers, passenger hospitalized after police SUV, vehicle crash in South Austin. A Chicago Bears move to Arlington Heights may leave thousands of fans with worthless Soldier Field seat licenses. Column, as Kyle Rittenhouse trial begins, remember his easy exit from Kenosha, a walk no black teen could take. Reverend Jesse Jackson hospitalized after fall at Howard University. Fear, gun rights and memories of a chaotic summer hung over jury selection in Kyle Rittenhouse murder case. 5 takeaways from day 1 of Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Dixmoor getting close to normal water pressure, schools and businesses open again. The following headlines are from phys.org. A strategy to control the spin polarization of electrons using helium. New technique provides detailed information on nuclear material. 80% of world economy now aiming for net zero, but not all pledges are equal. Will a longer school day help children catch up after the pandemic? Droughts create fertile ground for cholera, plans are needed to face more dry periods. Heart rate synchronization and palm sweat found to be signs of attraction. New method to prepare diagnostic medical radioisotope. How using tree rings to look into the past can teach us about the climate changes we face in the future. Heterogeneous fluorescent organohydrogel proposed for dynamic anti-counterfeiting. Smart farming, AI technologies for sustainable agriculture. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, November 2nd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Polar Bear Week 2021, helping our most beloved Arctic mammals thrive. Ancient medical treatments still used today. How super are super senses? DNA sequencing identified new Gacy victim, nearly 50 years after killing. Should you try an at-home genetic test for COVID-19? 5 things you never knew about polar bears. Interesting November holidays that are rooted in science. A gift guide for science nerds. 7 things you may not know about Charles Darwin. Best supplements to take for effective weight loss. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Sepp Blatter, Platini indicted for fraud in Switzerland. CDC panel debates, should all school kids get COVID vaccine? Strong Field's PGA Tour goes from seaside course to another. Seattle police investigating fatal shooting in Northgate. Asian development banks get $665 for climate projects. Cara Black leads fan vote for Tennis Hall of Fame. Coronavirus Daily News Updates, November 2nd. What to know today about COVID-19 in the Seattle area, Washington State and the world. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Men in grave condition after Oakland shooting. Bay Area weather, more showers on deck for Wednesday and second week storm this week. Covered California begins open enrollment period for 2022. Campbell crime report for the week of November 12th. Pac-12 bowl projections, Oregon's rough road to the Rose, Utah to the Alamo, and WSU jumps into the holiday. QB power rankings, another change at number 1 is Derek Carr, Jimmy G move on up. High school football rankings, Bay Area News Group Top 25, Week 11. Taste off, the best and worst, shredded coconut on market shelves. The incredible, amazing, inclusive sport of cornhole. Bay Area restaurants serving to-go and dine-in Thanksgiving feasts for 2021. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden administration unveils oil and gas rules to cut methane emissions. Dem stronghold of Fairfax County not insurmountable for Republican Youngkin in VAR race, says expert. It's time to revamp D.C. government, again. NJ Governor Phil Murphy, Jack Ciattarelli make closing arguments. More than 100 countries vow to end deforestation at climate talks. Blast near Kabul hospital kills 3, wounds 16, medics say. Census analysis finds undercount but not as bad as predicted. Drug companies win in California opioid crisis lawsuit. The next headlines are from The Intercept. House Coronavirus Committee launches investigation into organizations pushing hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin. EPA withheld reports of substantial risk posed by 1,240 chemicals. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 13-year-old boy killed, another wounded in Hammond shooting on Halloween. Prisons in Illinois nationally face staff shortages as corrections officers quit amid COVID. Doubling down on muskies, pair of muskie sheriff OTW honors, it's time in northern Wisconsin. Indonesia deports Heather Mack days after release from prison. For the holiday baking season, here's a primer on one essential ingredient, vanilla. Only good faith, judgment of candidates and election officials protects vote counts. Dear Abby, my friend doesn't know his wife is misleading him about money. Eternals, the ponderous jibber-jabber and pointless battle seem like they'll never end. 2 killed, 4 wounded by gunfire in Chicago Monday. Man found fatally shot in Austin. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Amazon sale, 15 gadgets available at half price. Mod clears procurements worth Rs 7,965 crore. T20WC, bowlers take South Africa closer to semis. CBI files charge sheet in Navy leak case against 2 commanders, 4 others. Team India divided into 2 groups, Shoaib Akhtar. Amarinder resigns from Congress, announces new party. Say cricketers shell out major couple goals with their stunning wags. Himachal Bibles, defeat a wake-up call for BJP as Kong wins big. Anil Deshmukh remanded to ED custody till November 6th. T20WC Hive, Pakistan off to a sedate start. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. U.S. Supreme Court hears challenge on Texas abortion ban. 5 musical truths. NFL trade deadline looms this afternoon as Watson continues to wait. Preview, Sister Act at the Hobby with Tuts. Lucas Nelson is back in gear. Review, Doctor Who, Flux, The Halloween Apocalypse. 4 unexpected heroes from Astros Game 5 win. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. Rams throttle Texans in embarrassing fashion. The next headlines are about world records making news. Goldfish Swim School partners with 4-time Olympic swimming gold medalist and first African-American world record holder Cullen Jones to spread important message of water safety, PR Newswire. Set for new world record, Ayodhya 2 light 9 lakh dias tomorrow, NDTV. 1969 Chevrolet C10 Rux 3000 HP Duramax Turbo, sets quarter-mile world record, Auto Evolution. Man sets world record for running a mile while drinking booze, the drinks business. Passion for pedaling, Army officer bags Guinness World Record for fastest solo cycling, the logical Indian. How to watch Alex Dowsett's hour record attempt, live stream the event from Mexico, Cycling Weekly. World record holder sniper reveals how long it took for the bullet to make the kill, India Times. Toyota Mirai sets new Guinness World Record with 1,360 km zero-emission journey, the Peninsula Cutter. Mission Ganga enters Guinness Book of World Records, The Hindu. Is Arrowhead Stadium the loudest in the NFL, fan-sided? The next headlines are from Gizmodo. A Boy Called Christmas is Netflix's latest attempt at a holiday classic. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness merch teases an iconic Marvel villain. It was 103 degrees in the United Arab Emirates, in November. New Morbius trailer teases Jared Leto's vampire journey. Tempo's new smart home gym is actually affordable. The big Pixel 6 camera shootout. Elon Musk says Tesla hasn't signed a contract with Hertz yet despite the hype. Beware, updating to macOS Monterey is paralyzing some older Macs right now. The most wonderfully nerdy Halloween costumes from IO9's readers. Image Comics workers are unionizing, a first for the industry, updated. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Hoedspruit in South Africa at 108.32 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University WID in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Pixel 6 review, Google hardware finally lives up to its potential. More than 5 million people have died of COVID-19 worldwide. Here are the best early Black Friday deals we're seeing right now. Pushing renewable power immediately could save trillions in health costs. Apple's first headset will focus on high-quality games, reporter claims. Amazon's new world faces down a world of wild glitches. Amazon's satellite launch schedule puts it nearly 4 years behind Starlink. Why macOS updates might brick your Mac, and what you can do about it. More than 20,000 people died on U.S. roads in the first half of 2021. Our fave bounty hunter takes on Tatooine's underworld in Book of Boba Fett trailer. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Log Cabin Republicans endorse candidate who likened an LGBTQ inclusive curriculum to teaching sodomy. Ted Cruz wants the Capitol cafeterias and vending machines to accept Bitcoin, report. Half of the potential Ahmaud Arbery jurors are ignoring court summons over fear for their lives, report. Former Fox News reporter under fire for dressing up as armed Alec Baldwin for Halloween. Republican investigated for child abuse says the Bible commanded him, report. Brad Raffensperger perceived Trump's infamous phone call as a threat, and feared retaliation from his fans. Josh Hawley slammed for claim the left is attempting to give us a world beyond men. Kyle Rittenhouse's one shot to get off for Kenosha shootings could blow up in his face, analysis. Cleveland cops in panic over proposal allowing civilian commission to punish them for their actions. Watch, Breonna Killer grills union leader over claims of being pro-vaccine but anti-mandate. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. We are digging our own graves, world leaders' powerful words at COP26. Justices Kagan and Sotomayor weren't taking any BS at Scottish Texas abortion hearing. Republicans are already claiming the Virginia election has been rigged. The Scottish arguments on Texas abortion ban mostly ignore the people who need help right now. It's time to use the F word for Fox. The Supreme Court is debating Texas abortion law. They should hear these agonizing stories. Supreme Court will consider limiting EPA's power to regulate greenhouse gases. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. NASA scientists propose new alien life evidence scale, space.com. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Baby seals can change their tone of voice, Science Daily. Field Trip Health Ketamine Clinic is coming to Wynwood, Miami New Times. Early education and development leveled up in 21st century, study Fin Channel, The Financial. 80% of world economy now aiming for net zero, but not all pledges are equal. Fin Channel, The Financial. Microevolutionary dynamics show tropical valleys are deeper for montane birds of the Atlantic forest, Nature.com. Embryonic eavesdropping, how animals hear and respond to sound, The Scientist. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Pentagon utilized UFOs in the nukes data collected by R. Hastings. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.